Detroit's the city of champions. The whole world knows that Detroit is the American city whose products have revolutionized our way of living. And only in Michigan will you find the men and women whose talent made us the arsenal of democracy in wartime and the economic pace setter in peacetime.
I took a walk through this beautiful world, felt the cool rain on my shoulder, found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la.
It's where nearly everything American and great came from. The things the whole world wanted, made here. The heart, the soul, the beat of an industrial cultural superpower. A magnet for everyone with a dream of a better future, from Eastern Europe to the Deep South. American dream, you came here.
The one straight ahead with the green roof?
Yep, the big Rococo building, completely empty.
Empty, unbelievable.
The white one is being rehabbed. There's some money coming in. The one next to it on the right is completely empty. The gray pyramid with the spire on top sold for $5 million.
$5 million for that? You can't buy a garage in the Hamptons for that, basically.
$5 million for a skyscraper.
It is post-apocalyptic. I mean, it's like a science fiction film. What the hell happened here?
Well, it is post-apocalyptic, except for the fact there's 700,000 people living here.
Detroit, 2013. Charlie LeDuff is a writer, journalist, television reporter. He grew up here.
But it used to be 2 million people. That was rubber. That guy was steel. That guy was a doctor. This was what made America. The road started here. The automobile, frozen peas started here. Credit on a mass scale started here.
What was this like just before this? So 20 years before.
It was insane. And this one, there was like twice as many people here. This is a consequence because all the whites went, they took their money, they took their factories. The black middle class maintained for a while, and then it got too rough for them. So there's little pockets of feral hippies and older black folks, a couple white folks, some Arabs, but this is 140 square miles. So you're gonna get tall grass because it's back to the wild.
It is one of the most beautiful cities in America. It speaks of those industrial age dreams of an endlessly glorious future. You know, the people who built these structures, they were thinking big.
They were.
They were looking at a new Rome, and they built it, actually. It's awesome.
Maybe the worms started to turn here, the Packard automotive plant. Opened in 1903, it was considered the most advanced facility of its kind anywhere in the world. Huge, epically proportioned. I mean 3.5 million square feet. Now, one man lives here, Al Hill.
My name's Alan Hill. Welcome to my home. This room right here is the forge room. It was a former Packard motor car company. I started living here about 7 years ago. At that time, I was semi-apprehensive about the place and the going-ons around here, but it turned out it's about as peaceful as the North Woods. And not having a credit card or a mortgage payment or a car payment is a real blessing. There's 2 nails here, so
Yeah.
what's happened here in Detroit is unfortunate, but it's a sign of the times. We find out that not only does it take a village to raise an individual, it takes an entire world to support one city. One city's suffering or one community's suffering, the entire world should pitch in and help elevate it instead of sit there and stare at it. People have lost faith in a lot of things. Part of it has to do with the faith they had in Detroit. It was once industrial might of the entire world.
It's enormous.
Yeah, it is. It's about a mile long, maybe a quarter of a mile wide. You got a pretty good view from up here.
Yeah. How many people worked here at its peak?
Well, during the war, there was like 33,000 people working here. They went out of business in '56. They brought Studebaker in as a partner, and Studebaker pulled them down.
This has been abandoned since the 50s?
Well, actually, what happened in 1956, they rented out to various entrepreneurs. There's a shoe warehouse, there's trucking companies, guys restoring cars.
So how long has it been like this, though?
Most of this damage happened within 5 years.
Within the last 5 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
China had this Olympia effort, and scrap metal went to a high price, so people come in here scrapping. They took the windows out, they just destroyed everything.
The place is pretty much open to anybody who wants to come in here.
Sure. A lot of urban explorers, and
Yeah.
people shooting music videos, taking pictures. Oftentimes you see a wedding party come here, and they use this as a backdrop for the wedding and take pictures, videos of the wedding.
Wow.
You want to take pictures here. The place, like so much of Detroit, invites it. Urban exploring, as they call it, sifting through the remains of Detroit's great American ongoing tragedy, photographing them, posing in front of them, is something of an irresistible impulse. Detroiters hate it. All the visitors, like us, I should point out, wallowing in ruin porn.
What was this part of the factory? Where are we standing?
This right here is where the assembly line was. This was a paint booth right here where they spray paint the cars. You can see in the floor where they have you can wash away the overspray.
Mm-hmm.
The assembly line ended at 35, 40 feet over here. And there's bridges here between here and the main building, and the assembly line actually came across through the bridges. You look at a possibility of an assembly line about 3/4 of a mile long.
You're talking hundreds, if not thousands, of people all working on the process.
Yeah.
I mean, this is sort of a kind of it's not a perfect model for Detroit, but it's a perfect model when a big factory goes down. It's not just 33,000 people. That's 33,000 families who are going to be eating dinner out less.
Yeah, you got a point there on that.
Most people, I would guess, have no idea what a Packard even was. We're talking about one of the great luxury cars in the world, yes?
Yeah, it was the kind of car that everybody would love to have. The kings and queens, and every president wanted to ride in one. Popes and Indian chiefs. A luxury car maker went out of business, And little did they realize that was a trend that started here in Detroit, and what affected Detroit affected the entire world because it followed everybody home. It might have been 50 or 60 years later, but it started here, and then everybody else gets to experience the same problem that we're having. In another 20 years, this place probably won't be here, and people won't even have any idea what went on over here.
It's hard to look away from the ruin, to not find beauty in the decay. Comparisons to Angkor Wat, Machu Picchu, ancient Rome are inevitable. Magnificent structures representing the boundless dreams of the dead left to rot. Yet unlike Angkor and Leptis Magna, people still live here. We forget that. You tell people you're going to Detroit, and chances are somebody from the home team is going to say, be sure to get a Coney. I never really understood that. I mean, I'm like 30 minutes from a place called Coney Island, where presumably they know something about freaking hot dogs, right? Maybe the early Greeks or Macedonians who first experienced that golden land by the shore then took what they saw with them to Florida, Michigan, and beyond. Maybe they knew something. They've been doing conies at Dooley's for over 90 years. That's almost as long as the hot dog's been around. And I can't tell you how deep this creation runs here. Deep dish at Chicago, cheesesteak in Philadelphia, you'll find some ambivalence. Not here.
How are you, sir?
Good. Now, if I were from Detroit, would I be eating this with my hands or with a fork?
Probably with your hands.
All right, I'll do my best. Logistical problems. That's delicious. This is the best of my only 3 coney experiences. You're open 24 hours.
Yes, sir, 24/7.
I don't know whether I want to watch, like, seriously drunk people trying to eat this.
Oh, yeah, we have a fun time.
Is it a skill that you learn over time?
Yeah, it takes practice.
It's like kung fu, you know, you gotta just practice and practice.
Exactly. Practice makes perfect.
Man, that was good. Yeah, I think I better have another one of these.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I'll be better at it the next time around.
1 coney up everything.
It seems like a simple thing. Hot dog, chili, raw onion, mustard, steamed bun. But the delicate interplay between these ingredients, when done right, is symphonic. Detroit's problems are well documented. A lot of attention has been paid to a history of spectacular mismanagement and corruption. Detroit is hardly alone in this. Koch-era New York, we forget too soon, was a cesspit of mob-influenced corruption. Chicago, Boston, machine politics, they wrote the book. But Detroit differs in that its scandals seem so comically lurid, so surrealistically squalid. The last mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick, is currently serving time in the jug for some of his less hilariously bent behaviors. Through all of it, one man seems to have known what's going on. Adolph Mongo, political strategist, oracle, survivor. He's seen it all.
I know what I'm having, but I'd love a beer.
Miller High Life.
Man, this ain't this kind of place, man. I thought you drank, man. You drinking beer?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking vodka.
I'll have what I'll fold under pressure.
Okay.
Then I'll think about a burger down the way. You having something to eat?
I'm eating.
All right, I'll hold back. I will stick with this.
I'll get you your drink and then you can decide.
Thank you. I have to ask, you're born and raised in the Detroit area?
You're right.
An academic star, Marine Corps, journalism. Why did you never run for office?
You gotta be crazy. You know what? They don't want straightforward politicians. They don't last. You gotta be real cold-blooded. Being an elected official is like working for the drug cartel. You can't give anybody any mercy.
Well, it seems that whatever might be in your heart and however pure you might be, when you finally arrive in office, somebody brings you a big dossier, opens it up and says, Mr. President or Mr. Mayor or Mr. Governor, this is the real situation. Yeah. At which point it's oh shit, trying to start making some serious accommodations.
Yes.
So, Kwame Kilpatrick, what went wrong there?
Greedy.
Just very old school.
Greedy. He was greedy. I didn't support him in the beginning. And I was one of his biggest critics. But when he got in trouble, who he called? He called me.
Call you.
I should listen to my wife. She said, hey, don't be messing with them.
Are there good guys out there who could presumably
There's
not
a lot
just
of
run
good guys.
for office, but will win?
There's a lot of guys, yes, but they don't want to run. There's a lot of people
Why
that's
don't they
out
want
here.
to run?
Because you got to take the bad that come along with it. You got to take the garbage.
Why should a bright young guy fresh out of law school start thinking about running for anything in the city of Detroit?
Yeah, because sooner or later, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. It's a tough town.
Is Detroit going to turn things around? I could lie and tell you yes, but you know what? This city's screwed. Only place I've ever been that looks anything like Detroit does now, Chernobyl. I'm not being funny. That's the truth.
Abandoned, man.
But you have to admire the bold, proud, ferociously enterprising survivors who've decided to hang on, hang in, and figure out a way to not only survive, but do something extraordinary. There's Tyree Guyton's Heidelberg Project, a delightfully loony outdoor community art project that began in 1986 and now attracts 35,000 visitors per year from around the world.
That was a bucking gas right there, just
Yeah.
to turn it on.
I love Detroit.
You know, they got this field mowed last summer, the neighborhood, lit it on fire.
Another block and more decay. And a liquor store. For this neighborhood, the only store for miles.
Just be right back.
How you doing?
Hey,
lady.
How are you? Good to meet you.
Glad you back.
Like I seen you somewhere.
I love you.
Got an awesome spirit on you, man. God bless you.
Hi, how are you?
Such a gentleman and a scholar, man. Can't nobody do it like you, scholar. You hear me, Doc?
See you, lady.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Yep. You want one?
That's the benefit of a college education right there. People seem to like you in this town. Who hates you in this town?
Who hates me in this town?
Nobody, huh?
Politicians?
I'm guessing there are a number of politicians and former public employees who were not too happy with you.
I don't know, you know, yeah.
Yeah, but let's face it, there's a whole lot of people out there who'd be perfectly happy with just letting Detroit go.
It already went.
It's gone.
Look at this. See all those lilies there?
Uh-huh.
I call those the ghost gardens. Like they're all over, like the houses that used to be, the gardens still come up.
Off the main drag,
Girl, you're wearing the hat and everything.
a backyard.
Thanks for coming. I never had such a good time.
A well-tended home surrounded by many neglected ones. An example of Detroit-style entrepreneurship. Greedy Greg's, a do-it-yourself barbecue joint started by these two, Rochelle and Greg.
Tony.
I'm Greedy Greg.
On the menu, absolutely delicious, straight from the grill ribs and rib tips. But the really good stuff is inside. Superb smoked pork-loaded collards and mac and cheese.
Thank you so much. This is perfect. That's good.
Bro, I'm gonna use this spoon here.
It's unbelievably good.
What's the mac?
The greens are incredible.
Oh, those are good.
So in the greens, is that like smoked ham hock?
I can't tell you my
can't tell me.
secret.
Well, I'll tell you, those are some of the best greens I ever had, no doubt about
And
it.
this dude's been everywhere.
Come on, man.
I've been all over the South, and I've had a lot of greens, and those are some, they're not just delicious, they're luxurious. Big hunks of you won't tell me what in there, right?
Can't tell y'all my secret.
Will this kind of entrepreneurship lead Detroit out of its sinkhole? Probably not.
I can't believe there's like not a line of cars around the corner. That was good.
But it's no longer about winning, is it? It's about surviving. There are approximately 80,000 abandoned buildings within Detroit's 140 square mile city limits. What that translates to, unfortunately, is about 14 acts of arson a day, nearly 5,000 a year. That's just arson. That doesn't include the thousands of other types of fires and medical emergencies the Detroit Fire Department responds to every day. With an ever lower valued housing market where you can buy a home for as little as $500, many houses are burned down for the insurance. Many because angry neighbors desperate to hang on see abandoned structures taken over by crackheads or drug gangs. With law enforcement stretched ridiculously thin, they resort to burning them out. They won't say it. I will. The Detroit Fire Department is underfunded, under-equipped, often badly and incompetently led, and up against what seems like a never-ending war. A city on fire. Their safety equipment, their boots, their clothes are often moldering and shambolic. But they fight on. This is the second time they've been to this house. If it happens to be arson, chances are no one will ever know for sure. Given the ever-shrinking resources available to the department, most fires can't even be investigated. This fire is out within an hour. And after the fire, dinner. The cliche is that firemen are great cooks. In this case, the cliche is true. Lieutenant Mike Nevins and the boys of Squad 3 are cooking up a family meal.
Is every firefighter expected to cook reasonably well?
If they don't, they catch hell.
Really?
In Detroit, yeah.
It's almost a perfect society in that sense, because in a perfect society, I believe, everybody should be able to feed themselves and their friends or their family at least reasonably well, and that if they're not able to do that, they should be shunned and demonized and marginalized.
Well, agreed. Most of the firemen are known for their cooking. Lee cooks some outstanding meals. We've learned to shop with less to feed more. You don't want to be a belly robber. You better bring some food back for the boys.
Firefighters, in my experience, are a lot like the Marines I've met over the years. No matter how badly led, ridiculously under-equipped, underappreciated, no matter how doomed their mission, they take a bizarre and quite beautiful pride in at least being screwed more than everybody else, and doing it with style. They seem to do what they do for themselves. It's not a job, it's a calling.
This is where the guys store their gear, and as you can see, the gear is very weathered.
How old?
Oh, this gear's only a couple years old. I mean,
It gets beat up
yeah.
quick.
Yeah. Got one new coat hanging in there, so there's a lucky guy that's got a new coat, but that gear's seen a lot of action.
Where's the fire pole, dude?
They took them.
Oh, man.
In the late 90s, management took the poles out.
What is every little boy, from my age, it was all about Sparky the fire dog and the poles?
You know, I used to love sliding the pole, and that headquarters was 3 stories. So when you were sliding that thing, you had to really hold on because you were going for a ride. The old running board we put up here, we don't use the running board, but this is how many companies we used to have.
What percentage of that number are active now?
Less than half. And we're fighting a lot more fires.
I gotta say, the kitchen's looking pretty good.
It's one of the best kitchens in the city.
Tonight's meal is being cooked by Paul. He's Squad 3's best, they say.
Awesome. Look at this.
He's reading the can. That's a good start.
Tonight's menu: crab cakes with a mix of actual crab and this stuff, sea leg. Maybe you know it from such beloved menu items as California roll. Hey, firefighters can't afford 100% jumbo lump crab meat, okay?
Do you know what this stuff is, by the way?
Fish, isn't it?
Pollock, right? Yeah.
It's a miracle fish. You can actually make beef out of this, too. Or beef-like substance, yeah.
It should be pointed out that every meal is paid for by the crew on duty. They pool their money and shop as a unit.
What's the Firehouse favorite by consensus?
Oh, steaks, man.
Steaks. If I were the regular cook here, the full Firehouse would be in totally open rebellion.
Why?
First of all, I'd be making stews, because it's cheap. And I think they're delicious. Plus, I'd be trying out like tripe and guts on you guys. I don't know how that would go.
That would not go.
You'd be eating like Italian peasants every day if I was the cook here. That pretty much. You'd have like a big bowl of stew with a big hunk of bread, and that would be about it. I'd be pocketing the difference. Yeah.
Lamb chops seared in the pan, then finished over the grill. Then Caesar salad with chicken.
Ever find out like how are the other firefighters eating around the city?
You'll know, like at a fire, you'll say, what are you guys having for chow?
You ever get tempted to just kind of like with the other guys and say, oh yeah, we had like foie gras with truffles and
all the time.
You know, Madeira gelée the other day.
I'm gonna be puking lobster in a minute, yeah.
Yeah, lobster again. You know, I keep telling the guys no more lobster. I just can't take it. We are free to eat.
Yes.
Nice job on the crab cakes, too.
Yeah.
Full of meat.
Very tasty, Paul.
So if it's not good, you're not diplomatic about it.
No, not at all. No.
You tell them nice try.
A lot of cooks, they look at that kitchen, there's a lot of room, and there's always a lot of spices. Our staples are always loaded. You can pretty much make anything in there. It's a good place to be a cook. Nice job there, Paulie.
Yes, well done, sir.
Generally speaking, you eat fast because you never know. In all likelihood, you are not going to get to finish that meal.
Well, obviously, Tony's not doing any dishes.
I'll do all the dishes.
No, hell no. No
Wouldn't be
way.
the first time, won't be the last.
No way, no way.
At this point, you may be asking, what about all the cool stuff I hear about Detroit? That's what you're thinking. The vibrant, new, do-it-yourself culture of urban renaissance. Young entrepreneurs, artists transforming the city, one block at a time. Where's that? Well, that is happening. Young, idealistic, true-believing, hard-working, creative people are indeed doing their best to bring light and hope and beauty to this greatest of cities. You've got to start with the deeply felt and absolute belief that Detroit is indeed a great city and that it is worth saving. As utterly screwed as Detroit may be, you have to be a twisted, unpatriotic freak to not believe that.
Behold the future, Charlie Leduff.
What, like cooking in a back alley?
Yes.
All right.
Chef Craig Lightfield has done what many would call a very unwise thing. After working at Gotham Grill and Jean-Georges in Manhattan, instead of staying where the money inarguably was, he returned to Detroit. He's been working to get a brick-and-mortar establishment going by first doing regular pop-ups here at Guns & Butter, tucked into the back room of an art gallery under an overpass in downtown Detroit.
And you have like a really weird attitude towards food in general.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, you know, you got liquor, you got cigarettes, you got coffee.
For all of those things. We're gonna eat well.
Charlie Leduff may have a Pulitzer Prize, but his appreciation of fine food and dining is, shall we say,
Is that cheese?
lacking. Simply put, he's a Philistine. Warm egg yolk with a generous helping of smelt roe on top? Egg with eggs? Yes, please. Leduff scarfs his like he's at Ruby Tuesdays.
You know, you got all these kids flooding into Detroit.
Which is good.
Right? How's that going to play out? Will there be political leadership in place to manage that fairly?
It'll be fine. Everybody likes a nice little thing in an eggshell with caviar on top. Everybody. It's just all about keeping cool.
No, it won't be fine, dude. It will not be fine if there's not political leadership. It will not.
Well, you know, sometimes political leadership grows up out of what's happening, and we don't have any political leadership, and this is happening.
Are you an optimist, Charlie?
I'm an optimist.
You're an optimist.
I'm here in this garage with you.
Chilled summer soup with melon and a tomato lemon verbena broth.
So we have summer soup, all the melons from the market. The coriander blossoms we actually picked from a farm right in Detroit.
Beautiful, thank you.
Thank you.
It's good, isn't it? I would describe that, may I, Chef? Is a light, airy gazpacho.
Oh, delicious. I wouldn't even go that far.
Leduff sees an opportunity to make a melon gimlet.
A little gin in it.
Putting gin in your soup?
Well, the soup's delicious. Let me try it. Let me try it as a drink.
You're on, dude. You know, when I was chef and you poured gin in my soup, I would have stabbed you in the neck with a fork. I'm dying somewhere inside. You're like the worst case scenario customer. The customer, hell.
Next up, smoked mussels that are lightly steamed in white wine, aromatics, and butter. served in a lobster broth with fried onions, honey, and yuzu. Quite delicious. Baby Greek salad with beets, tomato, and feta, all sourced locally, a tribute to the Greek diners where Craig grew up eating with his family.
This guy could be running a 300-seat restaurant in Vegas, and here he is in Detroit.
Well, guess what?
That's a heroic thing.
The headaches are less. You appreciate it here.
No, this would be considered a foolhardy venture in the chef world.
Guess what? We like good food too. We're not space aliens.
People say, they often say, thank you. Like, we just moved back from Chicago. We lived in Chicago the last 6 years. We lived in LA the 6 years. Thank you. This is exactly what we wanted.
What you've done is counterintuitive. I mean, there is a sort of conventional career path for chefs.
Right.
Instead, you decide to go to Detroit.
Hell yeah, not Detroit, come back home. People think I'm crazy for going back to Detroit.
Then another tribute to classic Detroit. Potato-filled pierogi and kielbasa simmered in white wine, thyme, and fennel seeds. Finished with beurre fondue and burnt butter pine nuts. Followed by locally sourced lamb, cooked perfectly. Topped with sour cherries, mulberries, toasted pistachios, coriander, and yogurt sauce.
In what way does opening a fine dining restaurant in Detroit benefit the majority of Detroiters?
How is it not making it better? How is sitting back not doing anything making it better? How is it only buying my products from Detroit or farmers in Detroit not helping Detroit? I'm supplying from Detroit. I'm hiring people from Detroit. Everybody here lives in Detroit.
If I were asked the same question, I would say, I don't know. I'm doing what I do
right,
well.
Exactly.
I'm doing it in a place I love, and I am demonstrating that yet another person gives a about Detroit and believes in it enough to be here.
You're 100% right. I never really thought about it until you asked that question. It's like, to me, it's just obvious.
What will the Detroit of the future look like? Whatever you may think it should look like, it will probably taste like this. Somewhere in this unassuming neighborhood, one can sit down for an excellent meal. But you won't find this place on Yelp, and unfortunately, I cannot tell you where it is exactly. Why not, you ask? It's not exactly a restaurant, you see, which means it's not, strictly speaking, legal.
What is this place?
Pupusa house? I call it the pupusa house. I mean, like a pupusaria, I guess you could say.
It's a cultural thing. Traditionally, they serve out of their houses. And it's just something that people bring over and they come. So this is about as traditional as it gets right here.
It's just like home.
Yep.
This is what's called a pupusa house, literally a house. This one serving home-cooked Salvadoran meals. Once a living room, now the main dining area. The woman running it, we can't show her face, but she's been here for 10 years, serving a mostly Salvadoran clientele looking for a taste of home.
That's tamales.
First up, a staple done a little differently than the norm. Tamales wrapped in banana leaf and steamed.
Well, that's delicious.
Next, the dish of the house, pupusas. Tortillas stuffed with ground pork or chicharron.
You can get pupusas in Nicaragua, in Guatemala, but for some reason, Salvadorian pupusas get the most respect. General consensus seems to be they're the best. How come?
I mean, I would agree.
George Azar is our Detroit fixer. He's been coming here with his friend Joe for years.
This is what makes it right here. Boom. Is this curtido.
Curtido.
Curtido, it's just a pickled slaw.
Salsa. And I'll do this, but I don't know if you're up to this one.
What are you saying?
I don't know if you can hang, man.
Is it a manly thing?
I mean, it's turning into it, seems like. Right now.
Mexican, spicy. Salvadorian, not spicy.
That's true, though. They don't like it. They don't do it that spicy.
Wow. Chicharron, maybe? Yeah, there's some porky goodness in there for sure.
Chicharron is fried pork. Fried pork and then ground with peppers, onion, and tomato. Simple.
Taking the liberty of ordering some indigenous Detroit beverages that we've egregiously overlooked so far.
Yeah.
And that would be Verner's, which I haven't had.
It's like a cross between ginger beer and ginger ale. It's like not as spicy as ginger beer and not as sweet as ginger ale. It's like in the middle. It's my favorite beverage, honestly.
Yes, I needed this to enhance my street cred in Detroit so that I will be welcome back.
Then pollo asado and shrimp and garlic butter. That's shrimp head on, thank you very much.
This is where it's at.
Exactly.
God lives in there.
Butter, garlic, simple, delicious.
It's the low-fat butter. It's the good butter. Olive.
That's good.
Yeah, that's love. It's like a big hug.
How did you find your way here?
Honestly, it's only word of mouth.
Yeah, but wait a minute. You have annoying foodie websites, right?
True. But they're not coming here.
They're not coming here.
Oh, no. If they walk in the door here, they're like, oh.
There are thousands of foodies with ironic sunglasses and fedoras, and they're just waiting to get in here.
Oh, we don't want this place to come to the food. I get mad at him when he starts bringing different people in.
Really? You'd hate a line of people outside waiting,
Yes.
a 2-hour wait to get in here?
Yes, yes.
Because I don't want to wait for my place.
Who hates money?
With her, it's not about the money. It's about keeping the tradition alive. Thank you, sir.
What happens when a city goes bankrupt? When it's at the point that it's actually considering selling what's left of itself in chunks? In Detroit, city services are reduced or cut out completely. Fewer buses, fewer cops, fewer firefighters. Answer, they turn to each other for help or figure out how to do it for themselves. Detroit has a reputation as a tough town, but that toughness is about resilience too. The insistence on sticking with it, no matter what, on not giving up in the face of the utter failure of leadership year after year. If the city abandons its parks and leaves them to become overgrown, eaten like so much of the rest of the city by tall grass and weeds, then somebody has got to do something, right? Meet the Mower Gang. Started by this guy, Tom Nardone, with a simple mission of doing what they can to keep Detroit's abandoned parks maintained.
Who are you guys and what are you doing here?
We are the Detroit Mower Gang, and we clean up the abandoned parks and playgrounds in this town.
Why would you do that?
Kids need a place to play. I don't care who you are. You know, if you're under 10 years old, I think you deserve some justice in this world, don't you think?
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did this thing start?
I guess I started it. I bought a lawn tractor when the city announced they were closing 72 parks.
What's the difference between open and closed? Meaning they're just going to stop maintaining
That's it.
Or do they actually physically shut it up?
No, they don't physically shut it up because there's no money here.
Just physically shut it up?
Yeah, they just take the trash barrels away and stop mowing.
Crazy.
It's a strange place, Detroit. When we're done here, it will not look like a nice park.
But still a playable park.
Yeah, and a visible park, so if you had kids, you could see what they're doing in this park. It's safer.
All right, well, let's cut some grass.
Yeah, come on, you'll like it. It's fun.
Grass in my beer.
In Detroit, approximately 40 square miles have been reverted to basically unused green space. In many cities, so-called urban farming may be looked upon by cynics like me as an affectation. Here in Detroit, it's not. With nature taking back the landscape block by block, the urban farm is really the last line of defense. D-Town sits on the western border of Detroit.
Where are we?
We're in the largest park in the city, which is called Rouge Park.
Did you just come in and start digging, or did you have permission to come in?
We had permission to come in.
Was that difficult?
It was very difficult. We negotiated with the city for 2 years, and part of the difficulty was they really didn't know what hook to hang our request on. They're used to developers coming saying, I want to build a strip mall, or I want to build a parking structure. But they're not used to people saying, we want land to build a model organic farm.
Malik Yakini started the farm with the goal of providing greater access to fresh produce in areas that grocery stores have completely abandoned. That's basically all of Detroit's inner city.
Other than Whole Foods, who just came in?
Yes.
Not a single national food chain?
No. No. In 2007, Farmer Jack closed his last stores in Detroit, and that was kind of the end of the big chains in Detroit.
This is subsistence farming, not cash crop. But you're not going to be selling. You're not anticipating selling outside of Detroit.
There's greater demand in Detroit than all of the farmers locally can supply. So first we want to supply that local demand in the city of Detroit.
To what degree do you think that this model can be replicated in and around the city?
Well, clearly we think urban agriculture has great potential. And one of the things that we have in Detroit is access to huge amounts of land. If we're able to produce even a small percentage of the food which is consumed in Detroit and circulate the revenues from that food within our community, then we're able to create a more vibrant, healthy, economically strong community. So we think it has tremendous potential.
Who will live in the Detroit of the future? There's no question, is there, that Detroit will come back? In one form or another, a city this magnificent, this storied, this American will not ever disappear into the weeds. There are too few places this beautiful for it to be allowed to crumble like Angkor or Rome. Someone will live in a smaller, tighter, no doubt hipper, much contracted New Detroit. But who will that be? Will it be the people who stuck it out here, who fought block by block to keep their city from burning, who struggled to defend their homes, keep up appearances as all around them their neighborhoods emptied? What will Detroit look like in 20 years or 50? That's not just a Detroit question, that's an America question.
One of our roles here has always been to take away excess money from people who don't know what to do with it, who can't think of a better idea about how to spend their money. In the old days, the mechanism for doing that was to throw it on a table. Put that into the context of throwing away a bottle of 7-Up at a club, that's only just slightly more honest about it.
If you're talking crass commercialism, in the very best sense of the word, this is it. Is it the cultural center of the country? We may not want to think it is, but is it?
What is the rest of the country? I don't know, but it's that place where they all leave and come here.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha-la-la-la-la, 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 sha-la-la-la-la.
I can go to the desert, but I am not going to get there by accident. But that's part of the whole experience of the desert is that, you know, it ain't friendly, it ain't nice, it ain't good, you know? You're out here, you know, a half a mile. It doesn't matter if you're a half a mile out or you're 20 miles out. There's no reason to walk a mile further. You're already in infinite desolation. Sin City was true, it was real. Part of moving out here was you were never going to see the family again. I mean, that was this. I'm moving to Vegas and you ain't coming to see me and I ain't coming to see you. I mean, that's the character of the city. It really was the pit of America. It wasn't that somebody came out here because I'm gonna make $1 million. It was, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna survive and you all ain't gonna bug me anymore back home.
In Vegas, there's winners and losers. And God knows, I've been both. In a place like this where you can lose your shirt on the unlucky turn of a card, you need a friend. And for my sins, I got Ruhlman. Currently evading prosecution in just about every jurisdiction from his hometown Cleveland to Grand Forks, wanted for bail jumping, usury, misuse of livestock, assault, grand theft auto. Also the respected author of such food-related classics as the French Laundry Cookbook and Soul of a Chef. He washed up in Vegas at just the right time. Vegas was always the most unlikely of dreams, the longest of long shots in the middle of the desert. A real but imaginary space that keeps expanding, creeping ever larger across the wasteland. Back in the 40s, the 50s, it was a small town. 100,000 became 300,000, became 500,000, then 1 million, then 2. But it doesn't matter if it was 5 years ago or 50. The town has always ended like this. An abrupt cut and the desert rats on the horizon. But there are comfortable, dark places too, where a man can have a drink, meet like-minded sophisticados of the open West. Places like this.
Good stuff. It's Jameson Black.
Yeah, that's
You can do 30 of those.
Huntridge Tavern, where those who have to live it, see it, the things that men do day after day, night after night, in a town where people are encouraged to do their worst, where they can drink the stain away.
This is the side of Vegas I like.
This side?
Yeah, because people here are like really cynical.
Really?
They have a dim worldview, even more dim than me.
That's hard.
Do you know what this whole show's about? Do you know there's a theme?
No.
This is about people who live here. You know, when all the meatheads come and go, they're still here. These people have seen every variety of horrifying human behavior. So, I mean, the whole business model is come to Vegas and behave really, really badly.
I think it's encouraged people to be even worse. But they're expected to do that. Kind of makes my skin crawl.
Really?
Not here. Here, I like it. I'm comfortable here, even in my blazer.
Right. Is this an easy town to make a living or a hard town to make a living?
Depends on what you do. 25 years behind the bar, you see some shit.
If you were born and bred here.
I am.
She's third generation.
Third generation. Are you an optimist or a pessimist? Do you think that basically the human race are good people?
I'd say roughly half of them.
Half are going.
Half are going.
There are probably more knuckleheads per square foot in the Vegas Strip than anywhere in America.
Yeah, but
anywhere in
I'm
America.
not hanging with those people, man. There will be a few high-end meals during our adventure here. We will be sampling the other side. But there's a price.
There's always a price with you.
There are places in Vegas where the available rooms are not listed on any websites. Places reserved for the whales, the high rollers, the 10 million a night gamblers who arrive by private plane.
Bobby Flay probably lives like this all the time.
Yeah, it could go dark, couldn't it? Could get very dark here. I honestly never thought it would have come to this.
Well, it was dunking fries 14 years ago, so.
You've made some steps up.
You're making me feel better about all of this luxury, looking back at that.
Yeah, you deserve this.
You're right, you're right.
You deserve this.
Entering my golden years era. They don't show this in the Viagra commercials, you know? They're always running down a beach with a tennis racket. They're never sitting here. You know, go in and kill some young people. You'd be like, throw another poor person in there. It's getting cold. To victory room in there. Victory in our time. You always try to comfort yourself in situations like this, thinking, oh, I'm sure there are, people who are really, really wealthy. They're probably really miserable. They don't know the sort of ups and downs, the happiness, the contrasts, the passion that I have. But we don't know, do we? Right? Like maybe every day is like wonderful.
Gentlemen, just to welcome you, little toast foie gras, black truffle vinaigrette.
Lovely.
Yes, sir. Toast foie gras, black truffle vinaigrette.
Perfect, thank you.
Delicious.
Perfect, perfect.
The Hadrian Villa at Caesar's Palace. A little pad they give you if your credit line runs into the 8 figures. How did I get it? I told the casino that Wolf Blitzer was coming, that he was expected any minute. I suggested that Wolf might be hungry, and they sent up Guy Savoy. Fortunately, he doesn't watch a lot of television. And I plan to live large till they figure out that Wolf ain't coming. I'll deal with the fallout later. But for now, we live.
So, gentlemen, this dish is called the colors of caviar. Everything is in layers. On the bottom of the glass, you're going to find a caviar vinaigrette, topped with a cream of caviar, then topped with a puree of French green beans with caviar, then a quenelle of golden Ossetra caviar, and with your finishing the dish with a caviar sabayon.
Ah, beautiful. Look at that.
It's rare that I say it's too beautiful to eat.
I was just thinking now. Oh, speaking of fantastically luxurious.
So, messieurs, this is a specialty of Mr. Savoy, the artichoke soup with fresh black truffle and shavings of aged Parmesan cheese.
Oh, man. That's truffle.
So, messieurs, this is the marmite. It's a combination of pheasant, wild crab, and duck, seared foie gras, cabbage, and wild mushrooms. Please enjoy.
Wow, look at this. Oh, that is beautiful. You feel guilty eating this well?
I do.
You do?
I do.
I'm feeling guilty now, but it will pass.
I'll follow you then.
Wow. You ever even seen anything like this?
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this anywhere.
Yeah, me either.
And the thing is, you can see the main pool from the window here. You can see the hoi polloi.
I was thinking about inviting them all up to our crib.
Don't you dare do that.
For a party.
No.
Hey, don't they deserve a good time? I don't know. Maybe not?
Not gonna happen.
We're getting back to guilt. Do you feel enlightened and inspired by this meal?
What are you asking? What are you getting at here? You're trying to get at something.
Trying to make myself feel better. I mean, I'm trying to prove that I'm down with the people, man. I'm still cool.
This guilt keeps coming back. You keep bringing up the guilt.
You're right. I feel guilty.
Then don't do these shows. What are you doing here if you feel so guilty about it?
I don't. I feel guilty about not feeling guilty.
That's more to the point. Now you're
Right.
starting to be honest with yourself.
Right.
It's so easy to say I came out here because it's a land of opportunity. Well, that's really great, you know. But if you're not here, why else are you here? There's the good old wreck your life, you know, scenario. That's always pretty popular. But if you change your mind about wrecking your life, now what do I do? There's a lot less self-reflection about why people are here than there is about most other places. What a lost opportunity that is.
Sinatra and the mob are gone, but there remains still a certain sentimental attachment to the way things used to be. There were rules then, a way that things were done. And when they weren't done, there was always the desert and a hole in the ground. Also, there were lounges and rug joints and places where a man could get a proper plate of Italian-American meatballs and spaghettis. Thankfully, there still are such places. Places like this, the Bootlegger. It's a family operation. Mama Maria's family has been running it for 41 years. You got your veal parm, your fettuccine alfredo, your steaks and shrimps. Don't forget the iceberg wedge with the blue cheese, which, believe me, you want.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bootlegger. Thank you very much. This is Charlie Schaefer, my esteemed father. My name is Laura Schaefer, and we're your entertainment for the evening.
I've got the blues, I feel so lonely. I'd give the world if I could only make him understand. Oh, it surely would be grand.
The Bootlegger has a reputation for being a locals joint, and it is. But there's a lot of out-of-towners, too, sentimental fools like me, who, if they don't exactly miss Frank Sinatra, definitely miss Dino and Louis Prima and Keely Smith.
When I was 19, I got my first show on the Strip, and it was a small casino, which is not there anymore now. It's been imploded for something newer, bigger, and better.
Baby, won't you please come home?
And what I do anyway, it's part jazz, part nostalgia. But I mean, obviously I do it with a heavy dose of nostalgia because I'm recreating the whole look, not just singing the old songs, which is what makes it fun for me.
To call your name. When you left, you broke my heart.
Pick one, Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra. You get to see one of them live in a small room like this.
Frank Sinatra.
Going with Dino.
I like Dino as a person better because I've never heard anybody say anything bad about him.
Whereas Sinatra, you'd have a hard time hearing something good. There does seem to be a soundtrack to Old Vegas.
A soundtrack upon check-in?
Right, yeah. Does that help?
Who, me or
Does it
any
help
other
you?
entertainer?
Well, an affection for the classics, an expectation that while I'm here, I should hear some standards.
I don't know if there's a certain place that people stay who are sentimental about Las Vegas, because there are very few hotels left that were there in the old days. They've all been imploded.
They've recreated ancient Rome, sort of, on the Amalfi Coast in Paris. You would think somebody would want to recreate Vegas. I'd go there.
I'd work there.
Yeah.
Every hour, every day, you won't hear me say, oh, baby, won't you please come on home? Baby, won't you please come home?
Thank you very much.
You know, you used to be able to go see Louis Prima
3 a.m., have breakfast, and then go out and watch an atomic bomb explode in the distance. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
That
the
sounds like
biggest
a good time.
I would like to live in. Yeah.
Was it better before? Is it better now?
Well,
Is
you
it
know,
different.
It's better to talk about before. People loved having their mob stories, and there's that weird romance of bad people.
Yeah.
I don't think it actually was better. I think it was really good if you were Sinatra.
Penn Jillette, another cog in the entertainment machine, though at a somewhat more elevated level. Of the live acts left in Vegas, his might be the biggest draw. I suggested this place because Raku off the Strip is where every chef I know who knows this town said I should go. The Japanese modern izakaya known as one of the best places to eat in Vegas. Casual, but pricey. Pricey because the ingredients, many from around the world. There's sea urchin from Santa Barbara. Okay, that's not too far, but good. The tuna is from Spain, where it's best. The fresh river crab from Japan.
That was good, right?
Yeah, delicious.
I didn't even know oysters came that big.
Oh, yeah.
Isaki sashimi, isaki belly, juicy deep-fried chicken, hamachi belly, and one of my favorites, fish collar, where all the best, tastiest, moistest, meatiest bits hide their favors. Penn has been living here and performing here for over 20 years. He knows.
The thing about magic is you cannot see it electronically. Many people who come to Vegas are people that see 1 or 2 live shows a year. And if you see 1 or 2 live shows, you might as well see something that you can only see live.
Right.
But you can never, ever see a magician anyway but live.
These days, for better or worse, live acts, live performers, are being squeezed out in favor of EDM, electronic dance music. It's a DJ's world, and where once they used to say cocaine was God's way of telling you had too much money, now maybe EDM is.
We get invited to all the openings of the new clubs, but I simply don't understand it. And I'm embarrassed I don't understand it.
Are we just old?
I think that might be it.
Or are we non-douchey?
I don't know. You want to spin at the latter, I'm afraid it might be the former.
Used to be a whole spectrum of entertainers who existed almost entirely in Vegas. Danny Gans was huge here. Wayne Newton. They were gods. But what's the big money draw now? This. Come, ye lords and princelings of douchedom, hear my clarion call. Anointeth thyself with gel and heavenly body spray. Maketh the sign of the devil horns with thine hands. Let there be high-fiving and the hugging of many bros. For this is the kingdom and the power. Now frolic and maketh it to rain.
The cockpit. Power.
It is, man. It's crazy.
Just press a button and people respond.
They do, man.
Wednesday night at the Marquee. DJ Jason Lima works for the house. Tonight at Marquee and at other clubs like it around Vegas, somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 people are going to stop by and drop a whole load of cash.
I mean, it's not just coming in here and ordering a bottle and sitting there and drinking it.
Right.
You're getting a full-on group experience.
The new money, the new Vegas, where the take at the big nightclubs is outpacing the take from gambling and slots, where everybody, for the right price and with enough sparkles and the right mix, can be a winner.
After you finish work, how long does it take for your adrenaline to level up?
At least an hour.
What are your dreams like, man?
I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I close my eyes and I still see the strobes. Ears are ringing. I still got like flashes of strobe lights in the
Las Vegas is an adult playland, and that's what we intend to be.
If people want to see Mickey Mouse, they can go 175 miles down the road. If they want to see Bugsy Siegel under a rock, they stay here.
Is there a Mr. Vegas, like Elvis or Wayne Newton or Bugsy Siegel used to be? If there is, it would probably be this guy, former mayor Oscar Goodman. A man who knows, allegedly, and to the best of my knowledge, where all the bodies are buried, some of them equally allegedly, by some of his former clients. We meet over drinks at Oscar's, the steakhouse that bears his name and boasts beef, booze, and broads.
You had some colorful clients. Who was nice and who was less fun to have a...
Well, the truth of the matter is, all my clients were nice to me because I kept them out of prison.
Did alleged mob guys know how to eat?
My mother used to say two things, she said. She's the greatest lady. She said, Oscar's clients don't hurt anybody, they just kill each other.
Right.
And she also said, Oscar's clients take us to the best restaurants.
They knew where to go.
They knew where to go, yeah. And always treated right. I mean, they were always treated like kings and queens.
Did the feds hold it against you? I mean, you know, you were just doing your job, but I mean...
They didn't see it that way.
They didn't see it
They thought I was a consigliere, as a matter of fact. In order to murder somebody, they had to get my permission. I mean, that's how stupid these people were.
Anthony the Ant Spilotro, Meyer Lansky, these were gentlemen not unknown to Mayor Goodman.
Well, a lot of people tell you that it was a better place when the mob was running it, and in many ways, that's true.
There were rules then that mattered. You know, the old saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Back when the mob ran things, there was a certain urgency to that suggestion.
Well, we saw that with Princess Harry. I mean,
right. I mean,
that was a perfect example. I mean, here's a guy who was here
Yeah.
having a good time in the old Vegas. That would have never happened. There would
Right.
never have been a disclosure. In today's modern age, it was all over the world in moments.
Moments.
Yes.
It says something about the town that His Honor served 3 terms as mayor. He's an unabashed booster, entrepreneur, drinker of hard liquor, and gambler. And he was never shy about admitting it.
I mean, it's unique. It's its own sort of hothouse environment.
But that's what Vegas is. Vegas is unique. But I'll tell you one thing. You go to the airport here, everybody's smiling. When they come in, they're smiling. They can't wait to lose their money. Then when they leave, they're smiling after they lost their money. So I think it's very, very special. It's a special kind of place that people can take their basest instincts and just let it fly. I think that's good. I have no problem with that at all.
When you come to Vegas, you see this. The lights and smoke and mirrors, the casino floors. But who manages the machine? Where do they come from? Beneath the floors, behind the walls, above the winking surveillance camera lenses, a whole other world, manned by thousands and thousands of waiters, maintenance people, repairmen, chefs, engineers, plumbers, and croupiers. 3 shifts a day, they slip in and out of the casinos almost unseen through their own entrances. But it's these people who've seen it all, seen everything, night after night. Benny's been working here since Caesars opened in August of 1966. He's dealt cards to everybody.
I dealt to Diana Ross, Harry Belafonte, Sinatra, Sammy Davis.
Sinatra was not supposed to be particularly amiable at the table.
Sinatra was class.
Really?
It was class. It was the jungle. But those were good days. But it's nice now, too.
Would you describe yourself as a degenerate gambler?
Yeah, I definitely have been. I'm trying to move past that. We have a 2-year-old at home, so I'm working in that phase, but I'll always have that gambling gear. There's no doubt about it.
Eric and Erica Lindgren are professional gamblers, poker players to be precise. It's routine for them to sit down to a game with a bankroll of $500,000. Tonight, slightly smaller stakes.
Hey, Benny, how do you like my chances?
Good.
That's a trained answer.
Instead of actual poker, we're set up with a dumbed-down for the camera version of Texas Hold'em. You play against the house. The odds, to say the least, are stacked against you.
Oh, here's a winner. Here's a winner. Yeah, 2 pair. He's cutting up over there. See how easy it is? You got this game down.
Uh-oh. Those are famous last words.
All right, let's put out a hundo. Let's see what happens.
All right, now we have a pair of sevens.
I want to bet.
Okay. I have trips.
Oh.
That's gonna be pretty hard to beat.
You're a dead man, Benny.
I'm a dead
I
man.
bet again.
Okay. Two pair. Pair of deuces.
Oh.
Two pair. Pair of tens.
Oh, no.
Pair of kings.
Benny.
Oh, full house.
Goodness, Benny.
Huh?
You got a full house. This is unbelievable. Is there like the cooler standing behind us?
All right, well, that works for me.
Thank you very
This
much.
was what we call a learning experience in my case.
It was fun. We got away with our shirts.
Let's
That's
not do
good.
it again.
Yeah, let's never do it again.
It's easy to find people that'll help you untangle a mess, but somebody's got to be the one to create the mess in the first place that calls for untangling. Where's our metaphor here? Easy to tangle, but untangling this. This is going to be so much fun.
Anthony Bourdain is an artist and a born and bred Las Vegas native. After many adventures, and I'm guessing some misadventures as well, he chose to live here.
To what degree am I complicit in the worst of our city by making art that glorifies the city? I don't profit directly from what those people do, but of course I do because I live in the city and that money rolls all around us. But how do we live with it? It's not why and where do the people come from who do the grotesque things people do here. It's how do we live here, complicit in it. And that's the big issue, is to be able to be self-reflective about the place, or you got to just go and stay high all the time because of the shame. I mean, you know, which is another popular way to deal with living here.
Is Vegas a friendly town?
Yeah, always friendly, because that's our job.
But I mean, to itself, you know,
well, that's a great
you're a
question.
local.
No, I mean,
No.
not a bit. This town's never had any respect whatsoever for the people who just happen to live here. In the old days, we were co-conspirators in those days. We weren't citizens. The new authorities, the new power, is exactly as anonymous as the old power. No phone number, no access, not a chance.
There has been for some years an art community in Vegas. You know, like art, that makes your life, all our lives, better and makes us think. Granted, Vegas is a town designed to make you not think, to separate you from your money in as pleasurable a way as possible. So pleasurable that even after you limp out of town, leaking from your ass with nothing in your pockets, you want to come back and do it again. Reflection, not so good.
As a resident, what are the general rules of survival?
Don't cry about being broke. I mean, if I'm broke, more than likely it's because I threw away my money, and too bad for me because I didn't get lucky.
Don't cry about being broke, okay?
I gave that away.
What's another one?
It's the smile. That is absolutely local characteristic.
This is a service industry town.
One of our roles here has always been to take away excess money from people who don't know what to do with it and who can't think of a better idea about how to spend their money. We'll always take it. Well,
is that worse than before, or?
The wrong is there are people with that kind of income who could put it to so many thrilling uses and can think of nothing so crass and boring than to wave the money in the air and throw it away. How loathsome. But within us, within those of us who live here, is that challenge. And this has always been. Here we are.
You are sitting at Lotus of Siam, best Thai restaurant in Vegas by far, one of the best Thai restaurants in America.
Jet Tila has been here before. An LA guy, he came out here to do 4 years as executive chef at Encore, a Wynn casino on the Strip. He's a reigning authority on Thai food, but really everybody who loves Thai food knows about this place.
What you should order here should only be Northern. If you go to the back of the menu, it says Northern Specialties. If you come here and eat chicken with cashew nuts and drunken noodles, someone should punch you in the face.
Right.
It's one of those restaurants.
Saipin Chutama is the owner and chef. Now get this, and it's important. You don't do pad thai here. You do what they are uniquely superb at, which is specifically the food of northern Thailand.
Numprik.
Oh, yeah, of course, love it.
Literal translation, chili dip. It's really more of like a composed, room temperature salad. Nam khao tod is a puffed, crispy rice salad with preserved pork sausage.
Well, that's good.
Jackfruit salad.
Jackfruit salad.
Jackfruit salad. This is hung lei, a pork curry braised down with garlic and ginger.
This pork is amazing.
Isn't that great? And that's northern log.
Right.
Very important dish.
Whoa, that looks really pretty.
This is cow soy. This is the food my grandma made.
That's perfection, man.
Oh. What I love about Vegas Asian food is on one street you got the best Szechuan food, the best Cantonese food, and you drive down the street and you get the best Thai food. It's a funky, awesome Asian
How did that
place.
happen?
Gambling.
But I mean, well, they're high rollers who come into town and they need the good.
A dude with a $2 to $10 million credit line at Wynn is going to go eat a $10 Chinese meal because it's the closest thing he has to home food. I'm gonna go eat Asian food, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna drop $5 million more bucks, and then go home.
And this is what avant-garde cooking is. People think that we want to do things in a way because we want to be cool. No, we do it because really we believe we are increasing the value of the product we're working with. We are giving you the essence.
E by Jose Andres. Tonight, 3 seats. Tucked away in the back of another of Jose's restaurants, Jaleo. Behind the guys making paella over open flame in the center of a crowded dining room. Quiet, serene, a kind of magic. This is granted a far cry from the $1 shrimp cocktail and the all-you-can-eat buffets groaning under the weight of 1,000 carbs. Iberico ham and bean soup with black and roasted garlic. Jamon, baby, the world's best, like from Spain. Nitro Almond Cup, a frozen shell made from a puree of Marcona almonds, filled with almond milk espuma and finished with Andalusian caviar.
You know, Chef, this meal is working very well. My palate is open. I'm intrigued. I'm only growing more hungry and excited. The desired effect is taking hold.
If you are a famous chef and you're lured, as so many are, to the rivers of green promised by Vegas, it's nice if you can get yourself a playroom.
So, gentlemen, this is El Vermouth.
So it's mussels, olives with an escabeche foam.
He doesn't use the word foam.
I will say air.
Air.
Water. It goes all over the place. It's a mess. A chef cannot do anything with this. Air gives us the opportunity. All of a sudden, water is not water anymore. Water has a body, belongs.
The truffle egg, a gelée of truffles formed into an egg shape with an actual yolk suspended in the center.
And this is the idea of what if we will be feeding our chickens truffles? Will their eggs become like this?
Served with onion puree, jazabal cream, and finished with more, lots more, shaved white truffle.
This is crispy chicken skin and escabeche.
I'm sliding this off right into my face.
Incredible.
So, gentlemen, this is your portion of the salt roasted foie gras, and Brian's gonna come finish it with a clementine sauce for you.
And light is key, light and flavorful.
Gentlemen, this is your next course. Cocoches al pio pio.
This is squid ink sauce?
Yep.
Awesome.
This is Secreto Iberico de Bellota. Secreto, or the secret, it's the secret cut of the Iberian pig,
yes.
located underneath the front shoulder.
This is an homage of the goodness of the sea meets the goodness of the earth. You know the work that goes into creating a menu like this? Hold on. That we put the work doesn't mean it's good. When the food critics, they come and they say, the chef was not there. And I look at the food critics saying, this is almost like a lack of respect. Who do you think these people are? Where do you think they come from? What do you think their careers are? Every one of those amazing thousands of chefs, sous chefs that we have across the world, they are as good, if not better, than the guys that have the big name on top with neon letter.
There is not 1 acre of preserved Mojave Desert in the city limits of Las Vegas. Why would you preserve this? This desolation is not nurturing. We can't be here unless there's a lot of technology supporting our present. And so, there's a sense of the city versus nature. This is not our friend.
You'd think, looking at the vast lakes, the canals, the fountains of Vegas in the middle of a desert, the flush of 100,000 toilets, that the casinos and what they bring would constitute an obscene waste of water. And indeed, water is at an ever more desperate premium as the water levels in the Colorado River Reservoir at Lake Mead decrease at an alarming rate. But it ain't the casinos that are the culprits. In fact, Vegas casinos are a model of water efficiency and conservation. Main culprit? The all-American lawn, a little square of green. Robert Kern is water police. He patrols the Vegas streets looking for evidence of water violations.
There's finally some water in the gutter, actually, on both sides. This is not their day. We're in an area where there shouldn't be any watering, yet there's water here. So that's what we do. We drive around looking for something like that to give them a little educational visit. Hey, you're not supposed to water today.
So you don't wrestle up to the ground, cuff them, and drag them in?
No, we do not. Although we can go to a fee.
Around how much?
$80.
$80. What about the...
Then it doubles.
Then it
160,
doubles.
320.
And it just keeps going.
Yeah.
It seems to me a losing battle to try to keep your grass green. Do you
Right.
really need a lawn in the first place?
Well, most everyone who lives here came from the Midwest or the East Coast, and it was all lush and green, and that's what Vegas was 20 years ago.
It was lush and green.
Sure, sure.
The city assigns watering days to control usage and also encourages xeriscaping, a landscaping style focused on drought-resistant plants and efficient irrigation. And if you don't get with the program, there's a hole out there in the desert for you, Dad. Okay, not really. You get like a notice pinned to your door or something.
But some people, they want the lawn.
Yep.
Gotta have it.
And they can have it, just don't water on the wrong days.
How critical is it?
Very. I mean, there's no snow on the Western Sierra, so we don't get any continued flow into Colorado dumping into Lake Mead.
Right.
So unless something drastically changes, which there is no foreseeable relief in the near future, but gotta stay positive.
For the first 30, 40 years of the development of a town, you just couldn't conceive of what was ahead. What we had, whatever was the newest thing that was happening, was so spectacular and wonderful, and oh my gosh, we've reached a new eastern edge, or western, northern edge. The odds are slim to zero that we're going to extend to yet a further horizon. It was inconceivable. So there's the thing. So what does the desert do? It exceeds our ambition.
In Vegas, nothing is permanent. It constantly eats itself, tears down, builds up, expands according to no known or easily understood plan. An organic thing, responding to the dark dreams of the American subconscious. Come frolic. Live like Caesar, or make money off those who do. Drop a few moist bills at a gas station slot. See the full spectrum of human folly and commit some follies of your own. Mexico is a country where every day people fight to live. All too often, they lose that battle. A magnificent, heartbreakingly beautiful country with music and food and a uniquely Mexican, darkly funny, deeply felt worldview. Right down there, cuddled up beneath us, our brother from another mother.
I took a walk through this beautiful world, felt the cool rain on my shoulder, found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
Holy Mother of Santa Muerte, please protect my stash of cocaine. Let it not be interfered with by the cops or the competition. Let any who would mess with me be killed. My enemies destroyed. Please forgive us our sins, for they are many.
So, is business good? I mean, are there more murders, particularly narco murders?
Va en ascenso, va en aumento. La gente opta o por poner un comercio o por vender droga, porque la droga te reditúa dinero muy rápido, ¿no? Entonces, va a haber y va a ir incrementando, ¿no?, la cantidad de muertes relacionadas con esto.
Every day, Mexico wakes up to count the dead. They are, after all, left out to be seen. Often with a helpful note, identifying who done what, and generally speaking, why. There is a language to the never-ending violence, a coded message in the twists and marks of the bodies. And Valente Rosas is one of the many documenting them for the press. This is what he does every night. Rides around waiting for a phone call or a radio message telling him that there's another one.
So, who's buying drugs? Who's selling drugs to who?
Antes se importaba gran cantidad se llevaba gran cantidad de droga a Estados Unidos, pero ya hay tanto consumo nacional que ya también una parte importante de esa droga se queda en México. Pero bueno, a diferencia de Estados Unidos, todavía estamos bien, por llamarle así, ¿no? Ya ves que en Estados Unidos, puta, hay cada loco que se agarra a matar gente y cosas así, está grueso, ¿no?
Here you kill each other for a reason. It's business?
Sí.
More Mexican civilians have been killed since 2006 than all the American military lost in 10 years of the Vietnam War and 8 years of wars in Iraq.
So what do you do if you're one of these cops? You're driving around one night, you see some guy outside of a bar beating somebody or disturbing the peace. You start to arrest him, and he's got a diamond-studded pistol, it's got his name on it. Now you realize you just arrested somebody with serious, powerful connections. What do you do?
Pues lo dejan libre, ¿no?
You let him go?
Sí.
Why do they always pull their pants down?
Es como el bajarle el pantalón a una
Our
persona.
local fixer, Alex, is here to translate.
In this case, he thinks that they pull the pants down, so check for weapons.
They're loading him into the sheet.
This is the CSI team. So when they were pulling his pants off, money and jewelry started falling from the pockets. Basically, they took the money out of his pockets, and that was the only available spot.
To show that they didn't take anything.
Yeah, exactly. So this is also a drug dealer. The thing here in Mexico is as soon as someone is killed, normally they get candles just right next to it. Sometimes Santa Muerte is related to drug dealings and criminals.
How long have you been doing this?
Como
About 9 years.
How many bodies do you think?
no lo sé.
Hundreds?
Sí, quizá.
How do you push them out of your mind when you're not working?
Lo hace uno como un trabajo. Simplemente
A lot of
llegamos
people
y-
ask him about this, but he said like it's a job, not like any other kind of job. But as soon as he gets home, he just take this cover off and just keep living.
Well, that's a terrible picture. Just that's sad. What happened here?
Esta elefanta pertenecía
There
a un
was an
circo,
elephant called Hilda.
se escapó.
She ran away from a circus, so she basically was crossing the highway and a big bus just ran over it.
Atropellan.
The world we live in now, of all of these pictures, this is the one that would get people most upset. You'd get the most mail, the most, oh my God, you know, what kind of a world do we live in?
Pero esta foto
This was probably the most viewed picture from different media around the world.
80,000 Mexicans have died in the last, 7 years in narco violence?
And this is the most important picture.
As our crew gets ready to crawl back to our hotel, Valente gets the call we thought we'd been waiting for. One dead male, shot in head. A note pinned to his chest.
no tiene mucha señal esta madre.
In Mexico, people fight to live every day. One man stands alone, facing another man. His intent, to beat his opponent with his fists until he can resist no more. A match, yes, but more accurately, a fight. Jorge La Sierva is a former bantamweight title holder. With his father, Jorge Sr., and his son Alexis, he trains aspiring fighters in this gym in the Santa Anita neighborhood of Mexico City. He knows that these young men, like generations of boxers everywhere from other neighborhoods like this, are looking for a way out.
In Mexico City, boxing is kind of like save your life. You know what I mean? Boxing, they give you like a little discipline.
Let's say you're good, but you're not that good. Can you make a living just being a contender?
No, but a lot of fighters, they try to make it. Tons of boxers, they want to be a champion.
So everybody wants to be a champion.
Everybody. Everybody wants to get for the big shot, but you know, it's just one.
Those are bad odds. The history of boxing is not kind. I mean, most managers and promoters, they don't really give a shit about the fighters.
They don't.
They use them up, but at the end, they leave a guy all broken down, no money, and scrambles brains.
We just like a prostitutes. You know what I mean?
In this area, what are your options? If you drop out of high school?
Nothing. It's just like being on the street, snatching, you know, robbing, and a lot of kids in the hood, they're gonna say, hey, let's go kidnap that guy.
Big industry.
Everybody here now wants to be a soccer player or a boxer because they make money here.
Who's got a longer career, a narco or a boxer?
I don't know. Might be 50-50. I mean, narco, you can last longer.
You can.
You know, you're protected by the police. You just paid off. Nobody's gonna touch you.
Expensive protein shakes and dietary supplements? Not so much. Boxers here eat what they can afford.
The food here is good and it's cheap. You know, in Mexico, there's no middle class here.
You're either poor or you're really, really rich.
I mean, it's a crazy thing. The minimum wage here is like 50, 60 pesos, which is like a $5. Not an hour, a day.
But on the other hand, that's why Mexican fighters are so exciting. They're hungry.
Exactly. We're hungry.
Tepito is a city within a city. Its own thing. Either the dark center or the beating heart of Mexico City, depending on your point of view. It's the home of Santa Muerte, the skeletal Saint Death. This is where they come. The impoverished, the oppressed, the marginalized, the criminal. People for whom the traditional church has less relevancy. For the unforgiven and the unforgivable. For those on whom the Catholic saints have turned their backs, there is Santa Muerte. This is a place, and Santa Muerte is a saint that accepts everybody. Death to my enemies written on a votive candle. Let's face it, we've all prayed for that at one point or another. Tepito is a poor neighborhood for sure, and a tough one. A center of commerce, both above board and not.
¡Esos que están filmando!
But perhaps a breakfast beverage first. A michelada. One giant beer with lemon, chili powder, salt, and Maggi sauce.
It's a sizable morning beverage.
My companion, blogger, and chronicler of the city, Jorge Pedro.
Wow, a whole season of The Walking Dead for 25 cents.
You want to buy something? Tepito's got it. Looking for some cheap underwear? Pirated copies of Man vs. Food seasons 1 through 5? This is where you find them.
So this all seems very wholesome. I mean, you know, where could I buy a gun, some heroin, and a prostitute? I was looking forward to that.
Let's say that Tepito has many layers.
Right.
And we are in the surface.
Okay.
We are among movies, clothing, families. But I don't think it's as easy as to be candid to ask, where can I get a gun? Probably they will kill you if you ask that. You know San Juditas? San Juditas, no?
Patron saint of
hopeless cases.
Ah, lost causes.
It's become very popular in the last years.
A lot of good smells here, man. Yeah, a lot of good-looking food.
My happy place is somewhere in here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we already hear migas.
Beautiful.
La güera.
Wherever there's bones and guts simmering in broth, chances are I'll be happy. Writer, sociologist, and lifelong resident of Tepito, Alfonso Hernandez, apparently feels the same way.
So this is supposed to be a bad neighborhood. This is the best. I love this neighborhood.
¿Se da cuenta que no?
Bueno, tiene fama de ser el barrio de las almas.
It is known for being the Lost Souls neighborhood. It is called Ángeles neighborhood, like angels being there. But in Tepito, there are no angels, but lost souls.
What's the saying?
Comer bien,
eat well,
coger fuerte, enseñarle los huevos al amor.
And showing los huevos to the death.
Show your balls to the devil or to the
death?
On the menu, migas. The base comes from boiling cracked ham bones to release the marrow, to which garlic, onion, cascabel peppers, and epazote is added. Thickened with stale bread and leftover tortillas.
You got nothing, you make something really awesome out of nothing.
The grandmothers had the creativity to taking advantage of the bones of the pigs, and now it's a gourmet dish.
Any great old culture where there's poverty, there's something like this. Yeah, by the way, if you're watching this, after you do this, you really got to wash your hands before you touch your dick. Okay? That's a rookie mistake, going to take a piss right after.
She's asking you if you liked the migas, if you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good. Delicious. So these guys have been open for 65 years.
All the members of the crew are relative.
Is there hope for social change in this country?
Unfortunately, Mexico has become the Tepito of the world. Tepito is still the synthesis of the Mexican.
Not a lot of upward mobility here. The rich get richer, the poor get ground slowly under the wheel. Eduardo Garcia has hacked his way up the ladder to become chef, owner of the city's hottest restaurant.
I grew up in the States. I was a migrant worker picking fruits and vegetables as a kid. My parents didn't earn a lot of money, so I decided to work rather than go to school.
The restaurant business, as I well know, ain't no picnic. And in Mexico City, it's particularly rough.
Mexico has a reputation where we all know that the country is run by corrupt politics. You have to stand up for what you believe. If you don't, people will run you over. You won't last a minute. I don't let people bully me around.
Garcia runs Maximo Bistro with his wife, Gabriela. Here's the kind of extra helping of crap you gotta deal with if you run the hottest restaurant in Mexico City. In 2013, the spoiled daughter of the head of Mexico's Consumer Protection Agency walks in and demands a table when there's, unsurprisingly, no table available. When Garcia says, sorry, no can do, she pulls a you know who I am and then calls daddy and gets the health inspectors in to shut the place down.
So your other customers basically started taking pictures of them with their cell phones?
Next thing you know, we have the media outside, and this is Friday.
Right.
Sunday morning, we're front page of one of the most important newspapers in Mexico.
Well, it was very embarrassing to the government.
And it should be.
Because they got caught doing what they do all the time. But if you were not the hottest restaurant in town, if you were just running a cantina, you know, a few blocks away,
I would have been.
They would have closed you down, and that's that.
Right now, a defiant, young, creative generation of Mexican chefs like Eduardo are performing some of the most exciting new cooking anywhere on earth. A mixing of the very old and traditional with the very new.
So you went to Le Bourdain?
As a kid, yes. One of the jokes throughout the whole time that I worked is, how old are you? I'm 18. You've been 18 for 3 years. Those are abalone from Baja. Yeah, I told you I love butter. I use it even for some Mexican dishes, and then just some roasted chile serrano just to give it a nice little kick for me.
They're finished with lemon and, of course, brown butter.
Beautiful. Mmm. Very delicious. Very Mexican, very French. Brown butter, it's awesome. Makes everything better.
Of course. I think the most important thing about Mexican cuisine in general, if it's traditional, it's the ingredients.
Confit of suckling pig topped with grandma's salsa, an instant classic.
How about it? No, you do it like the Mexican way. Pick it up and go.
Wow. Pretty hard to imagine anything better than that. Yeah, you're stuck with this dish forever, man.
Forever.
And I'm gonna be like Mick Jagger, you know, 50 years from now, singing Satisfaction. There's no getting away from it, man. This is so good. This is a classic.
But even now, with all his success, Garcia is still fighting a struggle most Mexicans are all too familiar with.
What happened that day happens every day. And the promise always is, we're gonna shut you down, you don't know who I am. And for me, I'd rather close my restaurant than live like that. If you close my restaurant, I will go across the street, I will go to another state, or I will go to another country, and I still will make a good restaurant.
Under former President Felipe Calderon, Mexico launched a concerted war on drugs, ostensibly against the notorious and seemingly untouchable cartels. Absolutely no one can say with any credibility, by the way, that Mexico's war, or our trillion-dollar war,
just say no,
has had any effect in diminishing the flow of drugs into our country. One very brave journalist has uncovered exactly how deep the rot of corruption and dirty money has penetrated into every level of Mexican institutions.
My grandmother is from Oaxaca, so how we used to drink the mezcal is never with lemon, it's with orange.
It was not what a lot of people wanted to hear, much less see published. Today, Anabel Hernandez, author of the groundbreaking expose Los Señores del Narco, lives under guard in a secret location. The threat, very, very real and very explicit.
Do you think there was ever a minute when the Calderon war on drugs,
Yeah.
was it ever genuine?
No, who really started the war against the drug cartels was Vicente Fox. Felipe Calderon just followed that instruction, but he didn't really do anything new. He just did it worse. Since the beginning, the plan of the government was protect the Sinaloa cartel and fight against the enemies of the Sinaloa cartel.
Of the 7 major Mexican cartels, the Sinaloa cartel is considered the most powerful, with the farthest reaching and most pervasive tentacles extending deep into every corner of government, banking, and private industry. Its rivals, the Tijuana cartel, the Gulf cartel, the Juarez cartel, the Beltran-Leyva, La Familia Michoacana, and the particularly murderous Los Zetas. The cartels are responsible for importing roughly 3/4 of all illegal narcotics to America.
In your work, you've uncovered what had to be some very embarrassing and incriminating associations and connections between very high elected officials, the presidents, and entire administrations, and acts of incredible criminality. How did that change your life?
Well, when I started to make this investigation on 2005, and I really understand that it would be very dangerous. I have to say that it wasn't really a surprise for me what happened after I published my book. What I didn't expect is that the threats came from the federal government.
Anabel says that one of her sources warned her that the biggest threat was from within, that one of the most highly placed, most senior law enforcement officials in Mexico had ordered her killed.
Because in my book, I put his name and also show some documents that proves that he was involved. He was in the payroll of the Sinaloa cartel.
What happened to this man?
Right now, he's very happy, drinking rum, I think, building many enterprises, fake enterprises, laundry, his money.
To me, the weak link are the bankers. A banker who launders money. He's got a family, he's got a reputation, he gives money to charity, his neighbors think he's great, his kids think he's wonderful. He's got something to lose. So I wouldn't be prosecuting drug dealers, I'd be prosecuting bankers.
The name of my book is Los Señores del Narco, because Los Señores del Narco are not only El Chapo Guzmán and the leaders of these cartels. No! Los Señores del Narco are also these. The politicians and bankers and the businessmen. The people have to know who are these people, name by name.
You've been a journalist for how long? Since
20 years.
20 years. Your father was killed, kidnapped and killed in 2000?
My father was a businessman. In that year, many gangs used to kidnap the businessman just for money. So when we went to the police and asked them to investigate, they said, well, if you pay us, we will make the investigation. So as family, we decide to pay because you cannot buy the justice. Since that, I really try to fight against corruption. That's why I'm doing what I do. Because I think that corruption is the worst problem in Mexico. The drug cartels are maybe the worst face of that problem, but the problem in the deep is the corruption. The corruption is the mother of all our problems in Mexico.
It should be pointed out that 88 journalists, how many journalists have been killed in this country?
90 now.
90 journalists now have been killed or disappeared over the last few years.
Yeah.
Here, You could kill a journalist and get away with it. Why are you still here?
I have lost many things in my life. My father was the most important person in my life. I already lost everything. I don't have any life anymore. I don't have a social life. I don't have a sentimental life. I don't have anything. I just have my work and my family. And my work of journalist is everything for me. I really believe that good journalists can change the world. I have received many offers to go outside to France, to Sweden, and other countries. I don't want to leave. It's my choice. My choice is fight.
I came to Oaxaca for mezcal. I like mezcal more and more these days. And this guy, Ron Cooper, finds and sells some of the best mezcal in the world. We're at the Zapotec ruins of Monte Alban.
In pre-conquest Mexico, there were gods and goddesses of intoxication and ecstasy. The touch of a lover, the smell of a flower, the aha of an idea, all had gods and goddesses that took responsibility for those things.
All of your mezcals come from different villages, and
Yes.
only that village.
And only one maker in that village. We call our stuff single village mezcal because most mezcals are made with a blend of different villages all put together. No one goes home and has a cocktail in these Indian villages. They wait until there's a special occasion. Every birth, death, confirmation, baptism, there's a fiesta. A wedding is 8 days. You invite 200 people. You feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have a band every day. And then they really consume. Don't drink yet. For Mother Earth and our ancestors. And then you say Stigi Bayo.
Stigi Bayo. That's extraordinary. Back in the day, it was cheap stuff with a worm in it, and there were rumors that if you ate the worm, you'd start tripping, that there was a hallucinogenic component to mezcal. Now, is there a particular kind of a high? Is this an enlightening high? Is this a good high?
The high is humorous. You have these funny thoughts dancing around the back of your head.
Happy, witty drum.
Yes.
In Oaxaca, ancient indigenous traditions and ingredients define not only the mezcal, but also the food.
One of the main reasons people visit our city is to eat.
This is Alejandro Ruiz Olmedo, one of Mexico's best chefs. He started cooking young. When he was 12, his mother died, and it fell on him to raise and feed his 5 siblings.
But this is what we call tasajo.
Today, he draws much of his inspiration from Oaxaca's central market.
Probably America's most beloved food is what they think is Mexican food.
Yes.
And I think most Americans' view of Mexican food is like beans, fried tortilla, melted cheese, and some chicken.
Yes.
In fact, and particularly when we're talking about Oaxaca, this is a deep, really sophisticated cuisine.
That's correct. Oaxaca has these different microclimates all over our territory, and that gives us this enormous amount of spices, products, fruit, chilies.
Like 500,000 varieties of corn, something like
Yes,
that.
correct.
Right? I mean, this is really where the good shit grows.
Ya estamos aquí. This is stands of barbacoa, and this lady here, it's always making like the best.
Oh, tender.
Yes, tender, tasty.
Man. Greens and crunch.
Cabbage and cilantro. Buen provecho.
Oh, unbelievably good. Just so tasty.
And they're going to give us some consomme.
Man, deep. It's good. All right, I'll finish this. This is just too damn good.
People have this barbecue, especially on Sundays. It's a tradition to have barbacoa.
Just so tasty.
All this pasillo is full of chiles, no? People think that Mexican food has to be necessarily spicy because of the chiles we use. And we go for flavors, not for the spiciness.
What most people miss is how really deep and really sophisticated the sauces here can be. Like Lyon is to France.
Yes.
Oaxaca is to Mexico in my experience.
You're right.
You know?
Also,
Really?
my experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not kissing your ass here. I was just in Lyon.
This is Vicky's place. She's been cooking up traditional Oaxacan dishes in the market for 30 years.
Whoa, that's awesome when he's cooking the egg right on the camal. Oh, man. So the guy working the camal, first of all, a lot of the camal you see now are metal. That's old school, super old school. That's the way they did back in Zapotec times, man.
Yes, correct.
On the clay camal.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm looking up there, he's doing our tortillas.
Yes.
And he's doing, it's one of my favorite things, the zucchini flowers with the string cheese. Oh, that's so pretty to see.
Olmedo's cooking, his focus, his passion have very old, very deep roots.
My parents were farmers in a small village like mine. Since you are 6, 8, 7, you have a role to develop in the family.
Right.
So my role was to water the chile plantation, the tomato plantation, to milk the cows, and help my mom while she was making tortillas like that. She would give me directions and telling me, okay, roast the chiles, roast the tomatoes. I tell you how to prepare molcajete salsa. So that was at the beginning of my profession,
Right.
cooking, learning from the knowledge of how a tomato should taste like when you cut it directly from the plant.
The way it should taste.
That's
old
right.
school. Oh, man. Happy.
This is what you should do. Try the egg first, like this.
All right. I'll just grab a hunk.
Yes. And then put salsa.
Yeah. I haven't been anywhere in Mexico where the cooking is better than here.
This is a way to preserve our culture through our food.
The quiet little town of Teotitlán del Valle is about 15 miles outside of Oaxaca. A town where the arts, crafts, and traditions of the pre-Hispanic Mexico are celebrated and packaged for consumption. Abigail Mendoza and her sister Rufina are Zapotecan, original people from Mexico before the Spanish, before the Aztecs. This is her restaurant, where Abigail has been grinding corn by hand, making masa and moles like this, the ridiculously faithful, time-consuming, difficult, traditional way she was taught to make these things, and the way she's been making them since she was 6 years old. Look at her hands, by the way. Small, surprisingly delicate, given all the hard work, all the pushing, kneading, grinding, stone against stone over the years. Then look at her forearms, the power there. It's impressive and beautiful.
Every time you enter a house in Oaxaca, especially in the small villages, they always offer you a shot of mezcal.
So good.
Següesa, a mole and chicken dish. This mole sauce, like a lot of the real old-school moles made by masters like Abigail, uses 35 different types of chile peppers and takes more than 2 weeks to make.
Do you think that until recently, until guys like you, that Mexicans were not looking back at their own food culture, they were looking elsewhere? What was going on?
We were conquered. We were also a culture that was conquered first by the Aztecs, and then we were conquered by the Spaniards. So we were always told that everything that was good and excellent has to be imported.
Right.
And what we had here, it was just not good.
Right.
Another Zapotecan classic, chile agua, a simpler dish of cow and pork brains cooked with chilies, tomatoes, and yerba santa.
As a cook, the main thing I learned was to develop a little bit my cuisine here. There was this space where nobody tried to innovate. Still using the same techniques, the same ingredients, the same flavors, herbs, etc. But, developing a little bit. Muchas gracias. Muy amable, gracias.
También muy prehispánico.
I mean, that's as old school as it gets. This is super ancient.
A finer dish than this one you cannot have. This is something that you do not find anywhere else in Mexico.
A quiet night in the Zócalo, the central square of Oaxaca. But even tonight, there's plenty of evidence of the struggle, the discontent boiling just under the surface. The graffiti and painting of this street artist, who goes by the name Yesca, captures that spirit of Oaxacan protest.
The Last Supper, for sure.
It's the Last Supper, but Mexican Last Supper.
Who are these people?
It's the most powerful people in Mexico, people that is driving Mexico. This is Peña Nieto, the president right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is Felipe Calderón,
Right.
the last president.
The last president.
And that guy is like the economy guy,
Right.
who is moving the economy in
Mhm.
Mexico. And this is the army. This is a prostitute. It's represent because they are like prostitutes,
Right.
you know?
And
In middle, this is
Jesus.
the narco traffic guy.
Ah, the
so,
middle.
yeah, he's like the god in Mexico, you know? Because he is like over,
all of it.
yeah,
So this is the way Mexico works.
yeah. For me, the most problem in Mexico is the corruption.
Mexico can be a dangerous place for journalists, for politicians, for police. Is it a dangerous place for artists?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because if you not agree with the government, you are like enemy.
In 1936, the town of Cuernavaca, 50 miles from Mexico City, was visited by Malcolm Lowry, a tormented, self-loathing, brilliant, and hopelessly alcoholic author. His life work, Under the Volcano, was set here. It is widely believed to be one of the great novels of the 20th century. Lowry saw symbolism and evil everywhere here. In the deep barrancas, the looming volcano that towered overhead. Writer, poet Javier Cecilia, one of Cuernavaca's most celebrated residents, has reason to see evil too. On March 28, 2011, Narcos kidnapped and murdered his son, Juan Francisco, and 6 other equally blameless innocent victims. Cecilia found himself moved to march to Mexico City to demand an end to the increasingly futile so-called war on drugs that was mindlessly grinding up so many victims in the crossfire and in the margins.
In Under the Volcano, the evil that's coming is fascism, Nazism. What is the heart of the infernal machine today?
una nueva forma del totalitarismo, que es el dinero y la disputa de los territorios para controlar el dinero, tanto por parte del Estado como por parte del crimen organizado, que casi son lo mismo en mi país.
What does he want to say? What does he want people to hear?
¿Qué es lo que quieres que la gente oiga?
Necesitamos detener esta guerra. Es una guerra que nos está matando hijos, hijas, que nos está haciendo perder la democracia, que tiene al país balcanizado y roto, que necesitamos encontrar la paz y la justicia que no tiene este país.
Can he think of one place on earth where the good guys are winning and where you are not ground under the wheels of the machine?
Donde la gente pone por encima la vida humana y la relacionalidad amorosa, ahí está una sociedad, ahí está en el centro del horror, la vida y la paz. Donde hay unos seres que se niegan a aceptar la muerte, se niegan a aceptar que se sigan matando, que sigan arrojando cuerpos en las calles decapitados, donde hay una sociedad que puede decir, está el ser humano por encima de cualquier cosa, ahí está la vida, ahí hay un buen lugar.
Have you written a poem since the death of your son?
No, escribí un último poema cuando supe del asesinato de Juan Francisco, de mi hijo, y con ese cerré mi actividad como poeta que escribe poemas.
As I have come to know in my own life, drugs, even drug addiction, can be a survivable event. Death is not. Death is final.